everyone. Sylvie says hello. Hi. You never really get to see her face. There she is. Hello, everyone. See, all you get to see is her rear end. You don't ever get to see her pretty little face. How is everyone? Good to be with you again. Happy Wednesday. So, a little update. My dad surprised me and bought me one of these apparatuses. And I don't really know how it's going to work, but we're going to see. It's better than a ladder, or is it? We'll just find out. So if you see me doing all sorts of things that, wait, where'd it go? This little thing, this will be interesting. It might get a little, I'm testing it out today, so bear with me. Happy Wednesday of Color Week. Today I'm wearing yellow. This one wasn't quite as hard as orange. So if you saw my post and my story just now, you would have seen that I said that I was going to use a pencil, a pen, and my color makers of choice. And you know what? To be honest, I still don't know what I'm going to use today. I might use watercolor. I might use colored pencil. We'll see. But let's get cracking, shall we? I've got my my little sketch page here that I just like to have sitting, just a little extra piece of paper. And then I've got my big drawing pad right here. So if you've got, hi everyone, hello to all of you. I feel like sometimes I see people's messages and then they fly by. So if you said like, hi Ms. Coates, I miss you at some point, and I didn't say that I missed you too, I hope it's understood that I miss you too. So today, we are going to, yesterday we drew a chameleon and it was very fun and funny. I thought it was very comical. And today we're going to be drawing another critter that is very colorful. And I'm going to keep you in suspense for just a moment longer. Let's see, where to begin. Did you know that today is Earth Day? April 22nd, every year it rolls around. And when I think of the earth, I think of two, hi Case, I think of two very distinct colors when I think of the earth. Hi Maddie! And so I want you guys to think about it for just a moment and think about what colors you think of when you think of the earth. Our blessed globe. I definitely think of le green and le bleu. Earth, water, water, earth. So we're not drawing the earth today. I mean, you're certainly welcome to draw the earth somehow in your picture, but we are going to use these kinds of colors, and I'm gonna see if you can remember from when we did our color wheel on Monday, what kinds of colors are these? Think back to what we talked about with our color wheel. Any thoughts? What kinds of colors are these? They're all located on one half of the color wheel. Cool! Naya, man, nobody can get a word in edgewise. You are just quick on the draw. These are our cool colors. And so our warm and cool color groups are going to come into play today, but not quite yet because we have to draw first. So I'm going to see if I can get my camera set on this very fine thing. Let me see here. It goes this way. We'll see. All right. Oh wait, you know what I forgot to do? Sorry guys. Just needed a little clean. All right. So This project, you know what, that's just not tall enough. I don't think that's gonna work. I might just have to hold it for today. I'll figure it out. All right, so if you are a student from Ensworth who has had me, basically if you're a 5th grader or older, then you might recognize the little draw along that we're about to do, because I do this with my 3rd graders every year. So if you are one of my 3rd graders, then hopefully, well, then you would have been doing this. Whoops, sorry. We would have been doing this in art class together, but we're just going to do it together here. All right. Hold on, I'm trying to get it to focus. Focus, focus. All right, there we go. All right, so before we move on to our big drawing piece of paper, we're just gonna have fun drawing what I like to call some swoopy lines. Just kind of loosen up. Hi, Gianna. Just draw some swoopy, kind of curvy lines. When I do this, I don't know if you guys, well, you can't see, but when I do this, my whole arm moves. Sometimes you draw and just your wrist moves. Sometimes you draw and just your fingertips move. But when you're drawing something that's a little larger, sometimes your whole doggone arm needs to be in motion. So this is actually kind of turning into a cool drawing. So just drawing some swoopy lines. Swoop. Kind of warming up. All right. I'm going to set this aside. And are you ready? I think that's a mark from Sylvie's paw. We'll blame it on her. All right, so our first line is going to be one of those swoopy lines, and it's going to start sort of smack in the middle of my page. Maybe a little higher than middle, but almost exactly middle. And just very lightly, I'm going to take a line up, curve it around, and bring it down. So very lightly, I whispered with my pencil. I drew a little swoopy line that did that. So I'll let you guys get that done on your paper before we move on to our next line. And guess what? You don't even know what we're drawing yet. Isn't that fun? Some of you think it's fun, some of you might not. All right. Our next line is going to start at that place where we just were, but we're just going to go boink, like that. So I'll let the rest of you get that little line in place. And when I do this next series of lines, you're probably going to guess what it is, but I'll just let you guess. All right, my next line is going to start about here. That's not in focus. There we go. And it's just going to go like this. Just go straight across. And then we're going to go bonk, bonk, kind of a little curved, sort of upside down L shape right there. I know that you already know what this is. And our next line is going to be another swoopy line where we use our whole arm again. And it's going to start right here at this point, and it's going to go down this way, but it's going to go past that place where we stopped with our other swoopy line. And it's going to curve a little bit. So here we go. You got it. It's a bird. And more specifically, yes, Case, you are right. It is a parrot or a tropical bird of any kind. Now, as I'm looking at my bird, I'm noticing that he is extremely fat over on this side, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. All right. Now, this little line that's hanging out down here is going to turn into one of the parrot's many, many tail feathers. So we're just going to make almost like a long, skinny U shape. And then I'm going to put a few more of them so that that first tail feather isn't too lonely. I think I might make one more going like this. You can make as many tail feathers as you feel like making. And I feel like this bird definitely needs its eye. Now, usually parrots' eyes aren't huge, but just for fun, I'm going to make this one a little bit larger, like that. And here is where we have not talked a whole lot. Maybe we talked about it with our chameleon, but we haven't talked a whole lot about facial expressions. But a lot of different things could happen with this bird's eye right now. Like yesterday when we did the chameleon, remember the chameleon looked kind of suspicious because he was looking back behind him? I could do the same thing with this bird. I could do anything with this bird at this point. I could make it look like it's like really bored and sleepy, but I don't think I want to do that. I could make it look crazy. I could make it look scared. I could make it look so many ways, but I just want to make this little tropical bird look kind of happy and hopeful. So I'm going to put a pupil looking upward. And then I'm going to go boink. You know me. All right. And yeah. Okay. All right. So this bird is missing something crucial, which is a wing. And if you were with me on Bird Week, and this is just a long sort of swoopy line that shows the bird's wing. If you were with me on Critter Week, then you remember doing something similar to this with our birds that we made. So it's coming in handy. And so then I'm just going to do some kind of like our long tail feathers. I'm just going to make some long, skinny feather shapes on that wing. Looking lovely so far. And they're kind of overlapping each other, almost like fish scales do. Maybe I'll put some little guys up here. Does everybody feel like you're kind of with it? I'm just going to zoom out just for a moment, let you guys kind of catch up. And like I said, I feel like this bird is extremely large over here, but I'm okay with that. I think it's kind of cute. All right, now when a tropical bird, or definitely a parrot, sometimes when they get, I don't know, excited, I know there's little birds outside. I'm trying to think which one. Pretty sure that is one of the jays that lives outside. Or maybe it's a mockingbird. It's hard to tell. But when a tropical bird or parrot, when they get sort of excited or happy or scared, I don't know what makes them do it. Maybe a lot of things. But their feathers on their head go whoop, and they stick up. So I'm just going to do a few little, whoop, you can't see, sorry. Little light balance issue. I'm going to do maybe 4. Nope, I'm just going to do 3 little feathers sticking up like that. He's cute. And then we're going to make his little bird feet, but we're going to make him look like he is sitting on a branch. And we're going to use a little trick that we've used in a lot of our other drawing exercises in just a moment. But first, I'm going to make, you don't have to make feet. No, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to make little toes that are kind of sticking out from under his body. And they're like little crescent moon shapes almost, or like little fangs. So there's one foot. And then I'm going to do the other 3 toes of the other foot kind of up there. Like that. Oh, you don't have to put the head feathers. You do whatever you would love to do because it's your bird. All right. Now, because we've been whispering with our pencil, and we are still able to erase anything that we need to erase, I'm going to we're going to make a branch, and I'm going to take a line from the back behind. Let's imagine that the branch, these little claws are grasping the branch, kind of like I'm grasping this pencil right now. And so we're going to make a little branch line, just kind of wiggle its way out to the edge of the page. And then we're imagining that it's going under the bird and it would come out over here. Now I want my branch to look like it's in front of the tail feathers. So I'm just going to draw it straight across the tail feathers, but just hang on. We're going to do some erasing. And now we're going to draw the other side of that branch, just kind of runs along the other line. And then just like we've learned, we're going to take this line, and it's like it's behind those little bird claws. We stop and we start wherever the claws are. Yes, yes. And then we'll take this all the way across. So right now, we don't know which is in front. We don't know whether our tail feathers are in front of the branch or the branch is in front of the tail feathers. You can do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. I want the tail to look like it's behind the branch, so I'm going to erase those lines. Boom! Look at that little guy. All right, so now I'm going to get my pen, and if you all don't want to do the pen, oh yes, let's draw a background. Why don't we? Now, I'm imagining on this Earth Day, I'm imagining that this bird is somewhere deep in a jungle somewhere, and he's probably high up in a treetop, and I'm going to imagine that there are lots and lots of very large, crazy leaves and flowers. You could do vines, you could do, whatever you can imagine might be deep in, I don't know, the Amazon or something. I'm going to make one of these kind of crazy leaves that looks like it has fingers on it. Kind of like a palm leaf. You could do vines. You could do little snakes hanging from the top. I don't think I'm going to do that, but you could. I think I'm going to say that this is a blossoming tree and it has big, fluffy, red flowers that comes straight out of the branch. That's what I'm going to pretend. So anything you want to put in the background, you go for it. All right, so I am, you guys, I cannot get the cap off of this Sharpie. Hold on. You guys. Golly Moses. All right. How's everyone doing? Are you good? This is kind of going slow, but are you okay with it? I'm okay with it. So, I'm just going to take my little skinny Sharpie, and I'm going to get, close to where the lines are. It's okay if you don't get right on them. I'm going to go ahead and draw my branch in so that I don't get confused by those lines, by the tail feather situation. And I'm going to go claw, claw, claw. All right, looking swell. Now, I have always thought that feathers and leaves have very similar designs on them. I don't know if you guys have ever had that thought. A leaf, like let's say there's a big, giant sort of clump of just regular shape leaves hanging down up in from some tree up there. And they have that middle line, and then they have these veins that sort of take all of the nutrients. They're like the highway on the leaf. They deliver all the good stuff to the extremities of the leaves. So that, I think, is very similar to the design of a feather. It has that same sort of central line, and then it's got all these little diagonal lines that go out this way. Now, if you don't want to put those on every single feather, I don't blame you, because it's a lot of work. Some of you love that kind of work. Some of you might not love it so much. So you make your decision for your drawing. Now, you might be saying to yourself, or to Miss Coates, I thought this was color week. Where's the color? I know, we're getting there. So what I would love for you to think about today, and you don't, like I said, you don't have to do this, but I wanted this to be a little bit of an exercise in warm colors and cool colors, and knowing the difference and knowing how they work with each other. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my bird all out of cool, mostly cool colors. If I want to put a little yellow in his eye or something like that, I'm free to do that. But I'm going to focus on cool colors on my bird, and then I'm going to use warm colors for the space around the bird. And what that is going to accomplish is it's going to make the bird really pop because of a word that is contrast. Contrast is another one of those really smart sounding art words that if you use it and you'll be like, look how the warm colors of my background contrast against the cool colors of my bird. So you can sound like a real smarty pants, like the good kind of smarty pants. All right, how's everyone? Is everybody good? I think I'm gonna go with colored pencils today, guys, because I want to have those little skinny tips available to me. I mean, they're not actually that skinny. So, and you know what? I am fully aware that I didn't do all the pen on the background, but I just want to jump in on some of the coloring, because I can always go back and add more detail on top of the color. Now, right now, let's say you're using watercolors, or let's say you're using crayons, or you're using markers, whatever it is that you want to be using, I hope that you are enjoying it. Use what you enjoy, use what you have. What was I just gonna say? I'll color while I think. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Let's say you wanted to do your bird in all warm colors and do your background in all cool colors. If you want to practice sort of the wonders of contrast, you can do that. Or let's say you don't want to do the whole warm cool thing, but let's say you want to make your bird an entire rainbow bird. Let's say you start with red up here and you just fade from color to color to color, and he is made of a rainbow. That would be wonderful as well. Use your wonderful creative brain and your imagination and just go for it. So I'm putting in sort of this, I don't know, sort of a teal green kind of color, because that's on the cool side of our color wheel. You know what? I had my color wheel taped to the wall, but it fell down. But look, there's the color wheel right down there. Remember? There it is. And I think I'm going to give a sort of greenish gold beak. Now, another fun thing would be, let's say you made your parrot one of the rainbow parrots, but let's say you wanted to color the whole background in very, very dark colors. So maybe it was nighttime in the jungle. That could be really cool. I hope you're coming up with all sorts of your own wonderful ideas. Now, even though purple and green are not next to each other on the color wheel, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna put them right next to each other on this bird. He's looking pretty great. Pretty sure I'm gonna use, let's see. I'm gonna use this guy on these feathers. I'm also gonna use that right there. Maybe like a bright turquoise on this middle feather. All right, so I could sit here for another hour and keep coloring this bird in silence, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to get just part of the bird colored with our cool colors, but then I'm gonna block in some of our warm colors behind this guy so that we can see what contrast we are capable of. So I'm going yellow. I'm going in with the yellow. So when you see the blue and the purple and the green against yellow, look at how it shows up. So if I had put another sort of cool color behind this bird, he might have really blended in. He would have been very well camouflaged, much like the chameleon, but he wouldn't really have been popping off the page, and I want my bird to pop off the page. All right, so maybe I'll do the entire background yellow, or maybe I'll switch to like some peachy or some orangey. I could just do sort of splotches of color in the background. I could draw a rainbow in the background. Any number of things you could do. So because we've got these very cool colors against these very warm colors, we've got a very exciting drawing. Not that it wouldn't be exciting if everything were blue and green and purple, but that's just one of the really great tools to have in your back pocket / up your sleeve when you are an artist. Naya, I love that you're doing a sunset. That is a brilliant call. Just really gonna be great. I'm gonna put some pink over here. And you're probably noticing that I'm just kind of like switching colors and layering colors over colors. Look at how pretty that is when I put this dark pink over that yellow. It's also a really fun time to kind of learn how to do a little bit of mixing. This is gonna be great. All right, so I think I need a little color in that white place. I think I'm gonna do a very light, like this. And then I'm gonna make make some little feathers right around his eye. All right, y'all. So guess who, all right, say goodbye for now. He's going to be wonderful. Guess who let her phone get down to like 3%, like an hour, no, more like half an hour before the art lesson? That would be me. So before my phone goes kaput on me and on you, I'm going to stop for today. I hope that you had fun with our little tropical bird. He cute. I like him. I'm going to give him a name too. I just don't know yet. I don't know yet what it will be. So think about, while you're coloring, after we say goodbye, think about warm colors and cool colors and how they work with one another and against one another. It's a great little thing to know, and now you know it. All right, so boys and girls, one little announcement that I wanted to make, and there are only like 15 of you on here, so I'll have to make it again. But on Friday, I am going to move my class time to noon. It'll just be on, as far as I know, it'll just be on that Friday. It's just because I have something else I need to do at 2 o'clock. So on Friday, my class will be at noon instead of 2. Tomorrow, regular old 2 o'clock. So just wanted to put that little bug in your ear. And happy Wednesday. Remember to wash your hands. I'm no less serious about washing your hands than I was when we started this whole thing. Drink your water. Be good to one another. Go outside, breathe some fresh air. And that'll do it. Until tomorrow. En español, hasta mañana. Adios.